All right, we have the official points system for the brand new Maze of Monsters cards as I just released in my last video. We don't know how they're going to get pointed. Well, it turns out we do, and this is what we got right here. So I'm going to go card by card. We're going to talk about what they do and kind of what their purpose is for Genesis and kind of what these points are going to do for them. So let's start here with Karibo Multiply. Let's read it together now. When your opponent activates a monster effect or an opponent's monster declares an attack, summon it from your hand. And then once per turn, when your opponent activates a monster effect on the field or during damage calc during an attack, add or special summon from your deck or graveyard one Dark Magician or a monster with 300/200 to change that monster's attack to 0. Now this is being put to 10 points. Not entirely sure kind of what the purpose is from this. Maybe there's a 300/200 monster that's like much better. I mean, it does have some turn 0 plays, so you can like summon Dark Magician for free and do some stuff like that. But I mean, overall 10 points. I don't think anyone is going to play this card. I would be incredibly surprised to see someone does. Maybe there's a 300/200 that's really good to summon off of this, and I'm just stupid as hell. I mean, crap. Let's do that right now. Let's find out exactly if there's any monster with 300/200 to summon off of this card. Like, I think some of the Karibos are decent, perchance. I mean, you could summon we gotta be careful. You can't be summoning Spirit Reaper off the deck, you know. It'd be too strong. Or the Skilled Brown Magician, you know. It's just, you can't be doing that. I guess you can summon Rex for higher. You can summon White Baking. I wish this advertisement wasn't in the way. I could see it. Like other cards, but whatever. Dark Karibo is actually like pretty good. This would be good in like Cyber Angel, I guess. I'm genuinely confused. I wonder if there's anything actually like really good you can be doing with this card that they need to point it so badly. I don't know. Again, maybe I'm stupid and I don't know anything, but you know, we'll see. Next is Dark Magical Curtain, which is, I think, the strongest card from this set. Let's go over that effect right now. And so each player can special summon one Dark Spellcaster from their deck or hand, and neither player can activate their effects this turn. Then if you summon a monster whose original name was Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl, you can add a spell trap that mentions Dark Magician from your deck to your hand, except for Dark Magical Curtain. And it's a once per turn on that. So there is a monster that lets you, like, basically gives, like, the hand reveal effect. Sorry, I'm just working on a deck list. Just checking out. This is the list from the last video. Let me clear the filters here. Reveal. And there's a Dark Spellcaster out there that that does a really great thing with being just summoned for free. Dark Spellcaster. And that's Mind on Air. Mind on Air says that your opponent must play with their hand revealed. Wow, I just realized y'all can't see a decent bit of this. Whatever. So there's DD Crow, funny. Mind on Air. So your opponent must play with their hand revealed. So yeah, you can summon that, and then it stops the Sacred Beast deck. It does good against the Blitzclip deck. So unfortunately, we can't be using that engine efficiently enough, because I mean 30 points is quite steep to spend on a card like that, and you want to max out on it. So 90 points is just way too much. The next card here is Wing Karibo Sabatiel level 10. Now here's the problem with this card. It's a good card. So you can reveal this in your hand, pay half your life points to add a polymerization spell or a fusion spell from your deck to your hand. And if you do, you shuffle it back into the deck, and then the rest of the turn, you're locked into the extra deck except for hero monsters. And then also it says during your opponent's turn, if your life points are 1,000 or less, quick effect, special summon this card from your hand, and then you can inflict damage to your opponent equal to the highest attack of monsters they control. Does this add it, or does this add your... Okay, so I guess that's the combo. That's why they need to point like this. So you would like Wing Karibo Sabatiel, and then multiply, add the Sabatiel, and then Sabatiel would get you a copy of Super Polymerization from the deck just for free at the end of your combo. Yeah, I mean, it is pretty good. I mean, that attack gain effect could come up quite a bit. I think that they are maybe a little lenient on this card. I think this card is very strong. So, I don't know. We will see if there will be any play for Wing Karibo Sabatiel level 10. Now the next card here is a card that I am genuinely happy that we have a good point value for it. That is Stardust Dragon Victim Sanctuary. So let's go through that card right now. So it's a level 8 synchro. Generic. When your opponent activates a card or effect in response to your card or effect activation, tribute this card, negate the activation of the opponent's card, and if you do, destroy it. And if a monster in your possession was tributed this turn, you can banish it from graveyard to summon a Stardust Synchro monster from your extra deck. So basically, what you can do is you can tribute it, and then on your later turn, when you tribute something else, you can banish it to summon an original Stardust or a Stardust Spark Dragon from your extra deck to add that extra protection. Even I think Majestic Star Dragon is not a Stardust. Thank goodness. I think there's I think I should have had like a better system to look up Stardust Synchro monsters. Let's just do that right now. Let's get rid of the word reveal. Funny. Okay, so there's Stardust Seafer Divine, Chronicle Spark. Let me put this to the side here. Yes, there's Seafer Divine Dragon, Chronicle Spark, Stardust Warrior is funny. Yeah, I guess there is enough because there are some really good Stardust Synchro monsters, I guess. So thank goodness it is pointed even for that matter as well. But being able to to insulate your combo with something like a Stardust Dragon Victim Sanctuary is super important here. Oh, there's the full art too. Funny. Yeah, strong card. Very strong. Next, for 1 point, we have Star Junk Synchron. It's here to be pointed with exactly Junk Speeder, but here we go. For a Synchro Summon, you can substitute this card for any one Synchron tuner, and then you can use each of the following effects once per turn. If it's in hand, target a level 2 or lower monster in the graveyard, summon this card, and if you do special summon the monster but negate its effect, then you're locked into Synchro monsters. Then also you can banish it from graveyard, and then Junk Warriors you control cannot be destroyed by card effects. So to protect your Junk Warrior from being destroyed, like a Junk, if you have it boosted up. No, I guess, like I said, this is 1 point because of the Junk Speeder being a very good card. You could just put 100 points into Speeder and play 3-star Junk Synchron and then kind of go from there. But, you know, this card is incredibly strong. I think this card will do some things. I think a Synchron pile could exist even without Speeder. I know some people were testing it with the Assault mode stuff. So be prepared to deal with this card, I feel. Next is Synchro Emergency, the brand new hand trap. If your opponent controls a monster, activate this card from your hand, summon a monster from your hand, negate its effects. Then if your opponent controls a monster, such summon from the extra deck, you can summon a Synchron monster from your deck. And so the idea is, and then there's another effect also during the end of the next turn after this card resolves, you're locked into Synchros, then you can banish from the graveyard to immediately Synchro summon a monster. So what you can do is you can summon a dude from your hand, summon Steam Synchron from your deck, which gives you a quick Synchro summon on your opponent's turn, letting you make some turn 0 plays. Let's see, this was pointed to 5 points. I'm going to tell you right now, deadass, you will see this card be played. I think this card is incredibly strong in Synchro strategies. And in a format like Genesis, where you only really have 3 special summon from extra deck types, being Xyz, Synchro, and Fusions, something like this is really strong for those Synchro decks that you want to play with. And I believe Steam Synchron is a level 3. Yep, a level 3. And then you can, like I said, during opponent's main phase, you can immediately after it resolves quick summon, quick Synchro summon. So you can summon something like a level 5 from your hand, then summon the Steam Synchron, and then immediately go ahead and quick Synchro into a copy of either like Star Junk or Stardust Victim Sanctuary or something like that. Yeah, very strong cards. I do like a little bit that they're being a little lenient with these cards because they do want these cards to be decently played to like sell the new set. But I don't know. I think that hopefully it's not too bad. Now let's talk about the cards that I was actually looking and glad that we have points for right now. That's Gaga Emissary of Light, or Utopia Emissary of Light, and then also the Gaga Magic. So let's go through Utopia first. So it's a generic rank 4. Cannot be destroyed by battle except for a number monster. So it has the number rule from the anime, which is cute. And then quick effect, attach material from this card, target a monster you control. The first time it be destroyed by battle of the card effect. It is not. And then when the second attack of each turn is declared, you can make this card gain 2500 attack. And then also has the Goyo Guardian effect, except it summons in attack mode. It can summon in attack mode, not just defense. Which does help for OTK lines, but I'm gonna tell you right now, if this was free, 100% would play. This card is very strong, and I don't know if it'll be slotted because of the points into the existing Onomat deck. I mean, I don't think that deck's very good right now anyway, unless your name is exactly Dwayne. I tried it. I can't figure it out. Maybe I'm just not as smart as he is, but Well, this is the card that is really important here, and that's the Gaga Magic. So if it's in hand, summon both this card and Exubaba Gaga Go from your hand, except for himself, and then immediately Exi summon Exubaba Gaga Go Jin, Heroic Champion, Number, ZW, or ZS, Exi's monster using those two, and then you can treat the level of one as the other. So basically, you get to immediately quick see Exis into all these incredibly strong targets just by activating one effect. This does solve a huge hole in Onomat, which is sometimes you'll have two materials on the board, and then immediately your opponent will decide to get rid of the materials to keep you from Exi summoning, but this does everything in one go, and so it is incredibly strong. These can be paired up very nicely together against the Blitzclick deck, because you can go ahead, you can just Gaga Magician, quick Exis with a Dithered in your hand into the Emissary of Light to protect your dudes from being destroyed by battle or card effect this turn. So yeah. If they did not point these cards, I think that the deck would be much stronger, but unfortunately with these points, I just don't know. 21 points is just a lot to ask for when you've already heavily pointed a lot of this deck already, including Tachyon. Next, there's some generics here. So that's Rainbow Bridge Bifrost to 10, and then Malefic Paradigm Shift to 8. Let's go through these two cards right now. So first things first, this one's pretty simple, and why it's pointed is pretty simple as well. Banish 3 level high, 10 or higher monster from extra deck, including a light synchro monster. Add 1 field spell from deck to hand, and then you can only activate once per turn. So basically, banish 3 level 7 or higher to Terraforming, which I believe Terraforming is how many points? Let's find out right now. Terraforming is 20 points. So technically, if you do want to search for field spells, you don't have to pay the steep cost of 20 points, only 10, because it does give you like a pretty harsh extra deck restriction. Taking away 3 of your slots does matter in some decks. I mean, decks like Sacred Beast don't give a shit, but I don't know if there's any good cards you can even banish for like positives. I'd have to do a little more looking into that to see if there's anything worth it. But yeah, it's a good card if you want to play field spell related decks. Maybe balling out for 3 copies, or at least 2 copies, maybe not the worst idea in the world. Next, we have Malefic Paradigm Shift. Like I said, this is now 10 points, as they stated in or 8 points here. This is 10. This is 8. Okay. I just realized you guys can read this whole thing. Whatever, I'm just going to keep yapping. I don't give a shit. Here we go. Add this card to your hand, or add to your hand, or place 1 field spell face up to your field zone with Malefic World from your deck or graveyard, then summon a Malefic monster from deck or extra deck and offensive mode, ignoring summoning conditions. And then if your opponent controls a monster with 2500 or more attack, they all lose 2500 attack, and then you activate this hand by paying half of your life points. I get it. I mean, this card is very strong. Malefic World, I believe, is very good for OTKing and stuff. I know there are some Malefic freaks out there who love playing this deck. And this kind of does everything you want. I mean, you don't mind paying half your life points if you're just going to kill your opponent anyway. I'm just imagining, like, doing this and then immediately, like, killing with 2 copies of Cyber and Dragon Malefic. Very, very it's high rolly, but, you know, I'm not counting anything out from these weird Malefic players. I don't trust any of them. I know what they did to my boy, Rainbow Dragon. But that's it. I mean, these points matter. I believe I was talking... I keep talking with people about, like, the upcoming regional next month that I'm trying to go to, and I'm like, well, I want to build and try to prepare, but I just don't know what to play. I mean, I want to be able to try to prep for decks, but I don't know how Magnificent Monsters is going to shake up the format. Now, what's important to note is there are other cards in Magnificent Monsters that are not pointed. Make sure you guys can see this screen here. I'm gonna be a good YouTuber for half a minute here, and then I'll go back to being a moron. Here we go. Let me just get rid of. Why am I? There we go. Gotta cut this whole part out. I don't want to edit things. That's so sad. So what's important to note about Magnificent Monsters? There's so many cards here that are not pointed. That could be. Like, for example, Dark Magician, the Pharaoh's Servant, not pointed, and lets you just grab any Dark Magician spell trap for free. By discarding, or sorry, but just by revealing a spell in your hand. And then I guess quick effect. I mean, quick effect. Discard a spell. Harpy's Feather Duster. Like, this card could very well be played. I mean, come on. Yeah, this card doesn't seem too terribly bad. Like, as like a little like popping engine. Like, it could come up. So be wary of that. Next, for the stupid little hero deck, we have the favorite heroes. So let's start with the original, favorite Flame Wingman. So if you're a Master Duel player, you know what this card does. But for me, who is not, I can read it. So it's always an elemental hero card, and it's a generic, pretty generic, same type, different attribute. When a stack is declaring revolving a card, with this card and a monster with 2200 or more attack, it gains 1000 attack, so it gives it the skyscraper effect. And then you get some level 4 alarm monster from hand to defense mode, because why the fuck not? If a monster was sure a battle this turn, you can fusion summon for extra deck using monster hand or field as a quick effect. Annoying as hell, stupid as hell. This effect kind of doesn't super matter, but that quick fuse will for stupid OTKs. And the next is a fusion monster faces a monster in the field. The idea is you can like fusion summon a dude and then immediately fusion summon using its effect. Favorite hero Shining Flare Wingman has an effect where if it's summoned from the extra deck, shuffle 5 monsters from the graveyard into the deck, then draw 2 cards. Then if you do this card, gains 1000 attack, and then if it's destroyed, it does the Flame Wingman effect. Destroy monster by battle, inflict damage equal to the original attack. This, I think, will be played in that little hero deck. I mean, it's 0 points. I mean, come on. Very, very good cards. If you're not playing this card, I don't know what the hell to do. Next, we have Cell Phone Subtraction for the Gaga deck. So what's kind of interesting about this card is it does hypothetically have the capability to do turn 0 plays. If you're able to get a monster on the board, turn 0, something like, I don't know, trying to think here. I don't know, maybe I'll figure it out some point probably, but if you get it out in the field and then have this guy, this one in hand, you can summon it and then immediately Xyz summon, and then you can treat it as levels of the same targeted monster. So if you have anything like actually here's a Hecka hand. All the Hecka hands that you summon from hand, I think are 7s. So you just summon this and then summon that and then immediately summon this and then quick Xyz into something to make like for example Godos could be really strong with this card. It doesn't have the weird exact Xyz kind of lock as the Gaga Magician does. So you get someone like literally anything off this. So any rank 7 you could quick make pretty easily. Or if you take something with Godos that's level 4, you can make one of your 4s. It's going to be a little... I think this card could be a little good. Not something to shake a stick at for sure. Let's see here. So there's all the Odd Eyes cards that are going to do fuck all because of things. Cyber's Code Magician, I think, is a ritual monster that does something. Yeah, you can send a Cyberus monster. Maybe there's any good Cyberus monsters to really look at. Then again, I'm stupid as hell, so who knows. Underworld Circle I read. This card's kind of bad. If both players have fireball monster and graveyard, destroy as many monsters field as possible. Then each player banishes face down as many monsters of their deck as possible. Then I get some number one monster from graveyard. Like, yeah, like on paper reads like nuts, but true fact is, I don't know how many times is actually gonna actually work here. And then so this once per turn during standby phase, activate this effect. Summon a monster from the graveyard, ignoring its summoning condition, banish at this field. Maybe this will be playing like Odeon. Like Odeon could probably use this pretty well because they have a really good grind game. And then they also have monsters they get summon from their spell trap zone to kind of help deal with the game, deal some damage. Malefic Force is in here. Trap card, so it's like kind of mid. Equip it, and then if the equip monster is unaffected by spells, and then destroy this card, add Malefic card from deck to hand. And if the card is filled on bench from graveyard and one left from graveyard, destroy a monster in the field. Maybe this can be paired with a card like Learning Elf that came off in the last set. A card that I think is going to definitely see some play in some decks here. Assault Blackwing, Kusanagi the Gathering Storm. So it's generic. It's a 9. After Xyz summon, it gains the attack total to the other synchro monsters use as material, and then it can attack all monsters and deal piercing damage. So it's a generic 9. That's like huge. Generic 9 is like not common. Gains original attack to a synchro monster, and all the synchro monsters you'd probably be using for this are going to be like pretty big. Like immediately I'm thinking like using a level 7 and then a vision synchron to make this. Level 7 being like Qui Belt, so it'll go up to 55, and it can attack all your opponent's guys, inflict piercing. This is going to be an OTK guy for sure. I'm right now playing a lot of RDA Rolad, and so I think, or RDA Ritual of Light and Darkness. Light and Darkness Ritual is what's called in the TCG. This is going to fill an exact gap that I'm looking for, and that's a generic level 9 Dark Synchro. Wow. Like, truly strong card, and truly going to be underrated here. Other things for this set that is kind of important to denote. Let's just talk about this set entirely. You know what? Fuck it. Let's change the set. Let's change this video. Got a nice reprint for a card like Thunder King. If you don't have your commons, this is a place to get your ultras. The Dark Magician of Black Magic is in here. I know, unfortunately, the Dark Magician Girl is not in here, but I mean, here's a reprint for this guy. White Forest reprint got second place, as well as LZ Azamina the White Forest. Schwarzschild is 33 points, but people are still trying to play that deck. Gem Knight Nephrim is really good in that fairy. What the hell is it called? Fairy Teller Knight. Crowley just got top 16 in that Draco Tail list. Rising Scale is really important for the punk list that's going around. This one is an ultra rare without the stamp, so there's a little difference there. Draco Tail Lucius is a card that is like played at 3 of in the Draco Tail Genesis build. Metis the Pure is really good. Ultra rare upgrades for your Anamana Kage. Gulagat gets his ultra rare print. First Penguin is the one that I'm most excited for because, I mean, come on my channel. Noma is fun. Theseus for your Super Poly target. Dark Cavalry is also like decent for the Gazer Timaeus cards. Let's see here. Saint Azamina gets a nice reprint. Secretarian gets a nice reprint. Funny that Secretarian has 2 printings and they're both going to be both ultras. GMX Alos gets its ultra rare reprint in here. Lightstorm Dragon. Shout out to Zach Butler. Verugis for the Sacred Beast deck. So that's very important for Genesis format of Verugis. So this is actually my first time really like looking at these cards. I mean, I saw some of the openings, but I mean, come on. Double Dragon Lords gets this reprint here. Not a Genesis card, but you know, funny as hell. Let's see here. Other thing, Neos Fusion is being played in that deck here. Shining Sark, some people are having some success with. Silver Spoiler of the White Force and Affiliate Diabel, of course, are being played. Radiant Typhoon upgrade. There you go. And Ascendants as well. Crimson Call gets an upgrade here. Very strange. But like I said, I'm playing that RDA rollout list. So, and Matinee Operatics. Oh, what a beautiful surprise. I'm excited to see that. Boku has a reprint here. Oh my goodness. 6 cents is funny as heck. Olinoids. Radiant Typhoon's Mandate gets an upgrade. And Kings. This seems really strange. Oh, new cards. Wait, new cards PogChamp. See, this is why you do this. We have 4 new cards to read. Because these cards are not pointed at all, and I think are going to be played. Oh no, here we go. First things first is Galaxy Eyes Antimatter Dragon. So you can use it by summoning on Xyz monster 3 or more materials, and then any battle damages halved, and then attached material make 2 attacks. This is fine. This is like fine. The Foolish Burial is kind of funny, but it's fine. Frontal Strike Fighter is Synchro Monster, Synchro 7, main phase 2. Okay, so they really just made Dark Strike Fighter, but like bad. And destroy battle card effects. I'm gonna 5 alarm machine from Great in defense mode. Maybe it could come up. It's a funny little card, helping with OTKs. Nightmare Eyes Restrict is actually important. I forgot that this card came out in the set. This card you will see. It is 0 points. You will see this card. 100%. Gauge attack equal to all combined attack of monsters equipped. Can't be destroyed by battle, and then your opponent's monster cannot attack any monster except this one. And then if it's special summoned or at the end of battle phase, if this card battled, equip a monster your opponent controls as an equipped spell. So basically, summon it, take one of your dudes as an equipped spell. Very, very, very scary. It also doesn't target. It does not target. Gains attack. You will see this card in most deck lists coming up that play these kind of typings. Hecan's Chimera, for example, will 100% play this card. And the last one is not important for For Genesis, thank goodness. But I don't know, maybe it could be seen. I think there is a Mitsurugi deck kind of going around, so actually maybe you'll see this. Basically, reveal it in hand, pay 2k, and then banish ritual spell from deck, and then it becomes the ritual spell. Then if it's on the field, pay 2k, destroy other cards you feel it, and it gains 2900 attack. Yeah, you could probably see this card actually, thinking about it, because I know that Ogdo Attic is playing Mitsurugi cards, like the one Mitsurugi ritual. So you could totally see this card coming up in there, and being 0 points, you might as well almost you can probably assure it. Wow, yeah, really loaded set for Genesis format, like really scary. I'm a little worried about what this is going to do to Genesis format in the long run. I think they missed a lot of cards now, like really like kind of getting into the nitty gritty and going card by card. They missed a lot here. I think that the Millennium Eyes should be 100% pointed in some capacity. Yeah, scary stuff coming out of the set. So be prepared to read these cards if you have not done so already. That's the video. I hope you guys enjoyed me yapping again for another long time here, and just some. It is really late at night. I had a really long day, so but when I saw this, I was like, I gotta record something about this. Sorry for all the advertisements also in this video too. Not typically a corporate machine, but thank you to the wonderful people over at Yugipedia for all your incredible advertisements. I'm not sponsored by any of these motherfuckers. Don't buy them. Have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for watching, and take care.